Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. My name is Asuko Ekpenyong, Senator representing Cross River South. Let me start by commending Mr. President on the submissions and his presentation of the budget of restoration yesterday to the joint sitting of the Senate and the House of Reps. This budget, pegged at 47.9 trillion, seeks to focus on infrastructure, on security and defense, health, as well as education. The figures tagged to the budget for defense and security stands at 4.1 trillion. That for infrastructure is at 4 trillion. That for education is at 3.5, and that for health is at 2.4, which shows the intention of this administration. Also, a review of his 18 months of stewardship over the economy shows an improvement. Foreign exchange reserves have risen to $42 billion from almost a negative inheritance. We have trade surpluses of about 5.8 trillion, and we see the economic growth in the country is at 3.4, shooting past the projected figure of 3.2%. However, there is just one anomaly in this budget, and I want to add my voice to that of my brother and friend, distinguished Senator Titus Zam. Looking at the statutory transfers that have been earmarked in the budget, there is no provision for the South-South Development Commission as was passed by the Senate and the House of Representatives. I understand that the argument is that an assent may not have been given yet for the South-South, but we see that the Southwest Development Commission has provisions even though it has not been assented to. Mr. President, please let there be the South Development Commission. Thank you very much, sir.
Senator Akobondo, there are for me in terms of supporting the general themes and focus of the budget in terms of focusing on investing in supporting the security services supported by all. Similarly, we support the focus in the budget on investing in the people of this country, by investing in education, investing in healthcare. These are general themes that I fully, like many others who have spoken, fully associate with. But I would like to draw attention, as I believe some members have already canvassed, and as the President himself said yesterday while presenting these estimates to us, that the budget is optimistic. I would like us to know that we are really dealing with very optimistic estimates. Optimism is not a bad thing, but we have to be cautious. Yes, because of the underlying premises are not very factually correct as we speak. For example, premise of producing 2 million barrels or even over. We hope for the best, but I think we should also be prepared for the worst. We had earlier in the course of discussing the MTF said that in the first quarter they should do a comprehensive review, and I'm sure that will be helpful. But we need to bear in mind that we are dealing with very optimistic estimates. It's not just the over 2 million daily production. We are talking of reducing inflation from near 35% or more currently to 15%. We are talking of bringing down exchange rate from almost 1,007 or even more to about 1,005. Even though in the MTF we pegged it at 1,004. So the caution, what I'm saying is that we should all be mindful of the scenario, factual scenario we are dealing with. But in general, the focus of the budget on national security and defense is commendable. The focus on investing in people, investing in education, investing in health care and infrastructure. It's highly commendable. But I would like to draw attention before I sit to the fact that there is clear omission. Not really an omission, maybe because we have not passed the South-South Development Commission bill. But I just want us to draw attention to the fact that whereas funding has been provided for all other development commissions, zonal development commissions, that of the South-South, maybe because it has not been assented to law, has not been provided for. Therefore, it is our hope that while doing the supplementary in the course of next year, when eventually the needful has been done, that the estimates for that development commission, which is the only outstanding one, will be captured. Then finally, as chairman of the Committee on Ecology and Climate Change, I'll be failing in my duties, Mr. President and my dear colleagues, if I don't bring to our attention the fact that our country's response to the climate agenda is not only not properly coordinated, but also not fully backed up in terms of allocation of resources. In the Climate Act that we have passed, there's provision for activation of the Climate Fund. And I believe that this budget is an opportunity for the executive arm, for the president who is chairman of the commission, of the council, Nigeria Climate Council, to properly activate the provisions of the act by allocating money and by convening the National Climate Council, of which he is chairman, so that we can signal to the rest of the world the seriousness of our country.
Your time is over, Senator Dixon.
And finally, every part of our community, of our country, is suffering from ecological disaster. In the Niger Delta, in the coastal areas, communities are lost. Livelihoods are lost all across the country. In the north, there is desertification and erosion in the south, and so on. We need to support 2 minutes. Provisions should be made available to address this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator. Now